could like. Point, point, like. Do what I could like. Point, point, like. Do what I should like. Point, point, like. Do what I could.
Hey, boss friends, it's your BFF Kia, and I am back with another video. And thank you for clocking in today. So, if you are new here, I know it's probably too soon to be asking you for something, but if you don't mind, because I know you're gonna love it here, can you go ahead and hit the subscribe button and become a part of the Boss Friend community and become my BFF? That's my boss friend forever. Why? Because every boss needs a friend, and I want you a part of the community. So come on in, come on in, come on in, and join the Boss Friend community and become my BFF. So today's video, guys, is to me is super special, and I want y'all to stick around and listen, like to beginning to end. Okay, it's special to me because on this day 7 years ago, I unfortunately lost my dad. He was like my everything, y'all. Like he was my hero. Like he just I'm so speechless when it comes to describing him because he literally was my everything. And so this day is special to me because although it is a sad day, I get to still celebrate this day and remember him, his life, and his legacy. And so I choose not to dwell in sadness on this day. I choose to celebrate him. And ever since losing him on this day, I always celebrate this day alone. And me and him in spirit, we celebrate this day, and I do all the things that he loves. I eat his favorite foods. I wear, well, I'm not really in like green, but his favorite color was green. And I listen to his favorite music. Do all the things that my dad loved. Well, not all the things. I try to make this day about all the things that he would love to do. And so today in this video I wanted to actually just come on here and reminisce with you guys and tell like all about my dad and like share like one of my favorite memories with him. So this is going to be a quick little video, and it's just for me to share my dad with y'all. Like, y'all my BFFs. Like, why should I not share about my daddy? Like, y'all should know who my daddy is, okay? I am currently in one of my favorite spots. When I think about my dad, I spend this day um, here every year. I can make sure that I come here and just think about him, and we just rock out, play some music, play some tunes, have a little drinky drink, but we ain't gotta tell nobody, okay? So safely though, safely, just enough to, have a little drink, but the real party begins when we get home, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna start off with some background. So my dad is my biological uncle. He is my mom's brother. And so my mom is a drug addict, and so her addiction just kind of caused her to not be in a state where she could raise her children. She has 7 children, so I have 6 siblings, and so neither of us were raised by our mom. And so I have 4 brothers and 2 sisters. And so my dad, her brother, he was an addict as well. However, he wasn't as bad as my mom was. And so during the time their mom, my grandmother, was still alive, and she pretty much went to my dad and told him, like, you're going to have to get yourself together because these girls need you, referencing me and my sisters. And so he did just that. He used me and my sisters um, to get himself clean and raise us. So that is one of my favorite stories about my dad, because he didn't have to. This not his responsibility. My grandma could have went to my mama and said, "You got 7 kids. You need to get your life together." Like, she could have went to her. I'm not saying she didn't. However, she went to my dad and told him, the loyalty that he had between him and his mom, to cherish that moment and just say, um, I'll do it. He stepped up in a major way. I remember growing up and going to his meetings. I remember growing up and meeting so many people at his conventions. I learned the Serenity Prayer. Going to his meetings is what taught me the Lord's Prayer. So it's just a lot of things that I can remember growing up with him, struggling with his addiction, and he did an amazing job, y'all. Like, I have to clap for my daddy because he did an amazing job. He was able to get off the drugs, and for my entire life, of me being old enough to remember, I have never seen him use any type of drugs. He did smoke cigarettes, and then it wasn't until I was in middle school, like my 8th grade year, when he started drinking alcohol. And so alcoholism is really bad in my family, and so alcoholism is pretty much was his turning point. However, for the most part, I can say that my dad did so good with winging himself off the drugs and not using again. And so that's just background. And so he legally became my guardian. So me and my sister, everything, if I say my, I'm not trying to exclude my sisters because I grew up with my sisters. It was always the four of us, my daddy, me, and my two sisters. And so we originally grew up in Memphis until he moved us here in Arkansas, to be closer to family, more of a support system. My dad did primarily raise us on his own. However, y'all know us women, okay? We see a single dad with these beautiful three little girls and doing it on his own. It draws a lot of attention, okay? And so my daddy was. He was handsome, okay? Because don't play him. He wasn't one of those, okay? But these women were just throwing themselves at him, and they always wanted to help him out. They always wanted to, help in whatever way that they could. So we most definitely had a village. Um, and so he didn't have to do like every single thing on his own. But for the most part, he was there. He used to do our hair. He used to perm our hair, put the ponytails in place. Like, my daddy didn't play. Okay, I'm gonna have to put some pictures on the screen because my daddy didn't play. Okay, so I love it. I absolutely love my daddy because he was learning this, and he does have his own child. He has one biological child, in which I call her my sister because she is my cousin's sister. It's so crazy, our family dynamic or whatever. But yeah, I don't know, but my I do refer her as my daddy's daughter though. So his biological daughter is older. So she grew up with her grandmother. So he raised us, but her grandmother raised her. I don't know what was the real reason behind it. I never asked. I guess I never cared to ask either, but for the most part, he didn't raise her, but she was still most active in his life, and he was an active father in her life. I guess I could fast forward to us moving to Little Rock. So we moved to Little Rock when I was in the 4th grade, and that's when, I think things were starting to get more serious for him as far as getting us enrolled in school, as far as like applying for benefits, getting assistance with raising us and things like that. I think things started to get serious. And so one thing that I absolutely love, because he didn't have to ask, he didn't have to. He could have just done it and said it is what it is. But he sat me and my sisters down and he asked us if we wanted to be adopted. And he was explaining the process of what that really means. And we would legally get our last names changed to his last name, and, the process and what it would look like. And so I absolutely cherish that memory as well because it was a no-brainer for me. Of course you can adopt me. Of course you can be my legal daddy. Of course I want your last name. So we went through that process, and it was official when I was in the 5th grade. And so my last name was officially changed to, Mills. videos. So that is another memory that I cherish. It's him officially making me his daughter legally, you know. I'm telling y'all, ain't no uncle. That man was never my uncle. He was always my daddy, okay? So now let me tell y'all some things about my dad. And if I say stuff like in present tense, it's fine. I'm just now getting used to talking to him in past tense. So if I say he is this, he is that, I'm really meaning he was, you know, of course, because he's no longer here. But I am still getting used to using past tense when I'm talking to him. I'm getting used to starting. But I am starting to get used to using past tense when talking about him. Okay, so my dad is an Aquarius and he was born in March. And what else? His favorite color is green. So I'll be trying to wear green, you know, on this day and on his birthday. Normally my nails will be green, but this year, you know, funds ain't funding, okay, to just go back and get my nails done. But I normally have green nails. What else? Oh, he loved him some Gap Band, Frankie Beverly and Maze. Like, we be rocking out. Like, he loved all music, and because of him, I do too. Like, it's not too many songs that y'all can play that I don't know, okay? One of his favorite artists was Prince. He loved Prince down, okay? Michael Jackson as well. Some Stephanie Mills. He loved him some Stephanie Mills. Oh, but I think his favorite female artist, though, Tina Marie. Love Tina Marie down, okay? That was his girl. And so, who else? Gerald Levert, he loved him some Gerald. Ooh, my daddy, okay? Um, he loved him some seafood. Baby, don't leave no seafood out around him. It's good and gone. Baby, seafood, he loves him seafood. And normally, for the past 6 years, I always eat a seafood boil on this day. But this year, I'm going to do something different. I'm not solid just yet on the meal, but I do know I'm not going to do seafood this year. Chinese food, oh my God, that man loved him some Chinese food, okay? I used to take him to this Chinese restaurant where to go, you just pack up your plate and you just pay, you know, the little to go price, but you put whatever can fit on your to go tray. Oh man, that man used to pack that little tray up. He loved him some Chinese food, okay? So between seafood and Chinese food, oh, don't play with him. Do not play with that man, okay? Um, what else? Oh my God, he had so much stuff. Like, he never met a stranger. He just was so outgoing. Everybody in the neighborhood used to call him old school. Um, he was just, I don't know, he was just the best man ever. I've never heard anybody say anything negative about my daddy. Um, he was just that guy. Like, I cannot like express, like I cannot boost him, or I can't just say all these things because he's my daddy. Like, I'm legit saying this stuff because it's true. Like, um everybody, he has so much respect from everybody, and it's probably because of, you know, him raising his nieces or whatever. And so I don't know, y'all, he was just an amazing man, and it's to this day, it's just not real. Like, how is this man gone? Like, I don't want to dwell on that part of it, but it's just so weird that, you know, 7 years and I don't believe it. Like, when is this gonna hit me? Because I promise, I'm not lying. I'm not ever exaggerating. It's not real to me. Like, it be days where I do want to talk to him and I know I can't do that. But for the most part, it's like, how is he gone? How is he gone? Okay, so let's just move into me telling y'all like one of my favorite stories about him. So let me think. So this one, because election season just kind of ended, and so I was definitely thinking about it when I went back during the runoff election, because I went to you know, his polling place or whatever. And so every year, like, I tell you, this is another thing that I am grateful for with my dad, because he instilled voting in me for real. Like, he talked about voting. I remember growing up, him always voting, him getting his little stickers and stuff. And so, and I just remember him he took me when he went to vote. Like, he just always talked about it. Like, he taught me the importance of it and everything. And so, when I was actually legally able to vote, like, I could not wait to go vote with my daddy, okay? Like, I went to pick him up, like, come on, we finna go vote. We finna go do this, okay? And so my very first time voting was the Obama's second term, because I had just turned 18 his first term. His inauguration was January of 2009, and I had just turned 18 January 2009. So I had to wait till his re-election to vote for him the second time. So anyway, that year I had took my daddy to his polling place. Well, we went voting together. And so y'all gotta know my daddy. Like, he plays so much. Like, oh my God. Y'all think I'm funny. Y'all think that I be playing. You got the, like, one thing about me and my daddy, he was strict. Our household was definitely strict. He had his rules. But for the most part, we grew up in a funny household, okay? Because the man plays so much. Okay, so we get to the polling place, and so it was at the library. So the line was so long, and I think because of who we was voting for is why the lines were just so long, because we didn't even go on election day. We went like during early voting, because I was like so excited. I was ready to go vote, okay? So the line was just so long. And one thing about my daddy, that man didn't have nobody's patience, okay? He ain't doing too much waiting around on nothing. He just did not have no patience. So when he saw the line, he was like, oh, we should have got here early doing all this playing. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So we not even in line like a good minute, 2 minutes. And this lady come outside with a wheelchair, y'all. Why she do that? So she come outside with this wheelchair asking, if anybody need any help, like if they couldn't stand long. Like, the lines was long. Like, I'm not even over exaggerating, the line was long. And so she asking if anybody needed, to use the wheelchair or whatever. Y'all, the way my daddy looked back at me, when he looked back, I knew then this man was finna drag it. I knew he was about to drag it. He looked back like, I said, please don't do that, please. Like, and I'm trying not to talk loud so the people around us won't, like, cause no scene either. Like, he lying or whatever. So I'm like, oh my, I said, don't do that. Don't. Like, I'm whispering, like, don't do that. So here come my daddy. Oh, yes, I'm so glad you came. Oh, yes, I'm so glad you. Now, mind you, we ain't even been in line a good 2 minutes. So how you already tired? And so he got the limp into the, like, he had like a little wobble limp with it too. He was in full blown character. And so the lady was like, yes. Are you here alone? He was like, I'm with my daughter. He took, come on. I'm like, He told him, come on. So the lady told him, yes, you with your dad. Come on, push him up there. Y'all are okay. This is why we have these wheelchairs, so people, don't have to stand in these long lines, and, people who need it, X, Y, Z. When I tell y'all, I was so embarrassed, like, because he know, like, I know he know that he playing, but these other people in line don't know it. But quit playing. Somebody else probably really need this wheelchair. So the lady was like, yeah, push him. He told him, push me. Oh my, y'all, when I tell y'all, he was dragging it. So I'm whispering, like, bending down, whispering, telling us, you need to quit playing out here. Like, this is serious. And he's also, we ain't about to be standing in that long line. And it was like we going back and forth. Y'all should have seen it. Like, in the moment, it was not funny because he had made me, like, so irritated. But thinking about it now, it was so, the man plays so much. So mind you, I'm rolling him and past all these people or whatever. So you would think it would have stopped there. You got what you wanted. We ain't standing in line. We moving to the front. We finna be in and out. You would think he would stop there with the plan. No. Oh no. He waits good until we get in there. Now, mind you, this the election where Obama was running against Romney. Now, Obama is the Democratic ticket. Romney is the Republican ticket, okay? And so y'all know who we was there for. We ain't even gotta play like it. We know who we was there for. So I'm going in there signing us in and stuff. And so I'm pushing him to his little booth or whatever. And so I'm saying, you go vote and quit playing, so we can get out of here. So my booth was right across from him. So he right here, I'm right here, and we just across from each other. Like it's like a little U shape. And so I'm right across from him. So it's quiet. Y'all know them polling locations be quiet. And so we doing our voting. This man turns around and say, Kia, Kia. Y'all, the way my body was burning in the inside, because what do you want? We calling my name, and it's so quiet here. Y'all, I turned around with the look on my face. It was so serious. Y'all thought I was his mama. It was the, you better, you better. And so, y'all, the man goes, who you say we voting for? Obama or Romney? That could have sent me. Yeah, I said, turn around right now and quit playing up in here. Vote, and you quit playing right now. Turn around and vote. And so, y'all, I was so ashamed. Like, oh my God, like my ears are starting to burn like it did that day. Because why would he do me like that? Oh my God, y'all, I was so ashamed. Like, oh my God, that man is. And so he thought it was funny. When he saw how serious I was, he was like, and then he gonna hear him turn around. And so when I'm rolling him out of there, I started to tell him get up out, like I want to jack him up and say get up out this wheelchair, but we had to stay in character. And so when I'm pushing him out, he gonna have a little smirk on his face, like he knew I was finna go off on him. Like, oh, I said, let's wait till we get outside. I said, let's wait till we get in this car. Like, I was so quiet. I'm like, thank you, ma'am, for letting us use the wheelchair. Thank you. He told him, yes, thank you so much. And he's still wobbling out, like he stayed in character till we got in the car. And so soon as we got in that car, I said, why? Why did you go in them people's stuff playing? Like I was fussing at him like he was my son for real. Why you go up in them folks' place playing like that? Like, oh my God, y'all, that's like one of my most favorite memories of him. Cause like I'm saying, in that moment, it had irritated me so bad. But think about it now, like that's just who he is. Like he just plays so much, and he gonna make a moment out of whatever. Like he gonna try to make somebody laugh. Like that's just who he is. Like I love him so much. Oh my gosh, y'all. But that's just one of those little stories that I wanted to share. I did not want this video to be like too long, but I did just want to come on here and talk about my daddy and give y'all my favorite story about him. And yeah, like that was my man, okay? That was my guy. I love him and I miss him so much. Like I can genuinely say that was hands down like one of God's, like he had a hand. He had his hand on my daddy. And it is unfortunate that he passed away so soon, because I do feel like he had still life to live. And the more I just think about my dad and, who he was and his character, like, I really am a reflection of him. Like, he was so genuine, y'all. He didn't meet a stranger. In which I am, he was way more outgoing than I am. Like, he lived his life, baby, the best he could. He woke up every day when nobody was gonna stop him. Like one of his favorite mottos in life, he used to say it: I ain't gonna sit nowhere too long where some dust gonna settle on top of my shoe and the grass gonna grow under it. Like he legit was on the move. Like every day was a new day for him. And I absolutely love that about him. And so I can just say that I can see a lot of his qualities in me, his loyalty to his family, to his mom, to me and my sisters, even to his sister. Even though she didn't raise us, he always told me and my sisters, that's still your mama and you gonna respect her, And so I don't know. I love my daddy, y'all. I love him so, so, so much. And I really, really, really hate that I'm making this video instead of just being with him and, him sitting next to me and we're actually here together and we're reminiscing about his life together. And so I don't know. I miss him, and I'm so glad that I used this day to think about him. I think about him every single day, but this day is for real, all about him. Like, all about him. So I'm gonna go and get us some dinner later. Go get him a cake. I always get a cake, and I get him a card. And in that card, I always write this previous year, like my accomplishments that I've did in this past year. Just I talk to him, kind of tell him because my accomplishments was always his accomplishments because my life is his, and I've always gave him that credit. Because I wouldn't have none of the opportunities without him. And so I always get a card and a cake, and we just have our anniversary. This is his anniversary, and his birthday. I always celebrate his birthday, and I always celebrate on his anniversary. And so I get us a little anniversary card, and I just write in there. So yeah. I miss my daddy. I love him so much. And I'm just going to go ahead and end this video so I can spend the rest of my time here with him. And that'll be all. Yeah. But if you have made it this far in the video, comment something you took away from this video. If it's the way that I celebrate his anniversary every year, or just something, if a story about one of your parents or something, just give me a comment. Leave me a green heart. That's what you can leave me, a green heart. Because his favorite color is green. So leave him a green heart. Okay, so I'm gonna get off of here, and I really hope that y'all enjoyed this video. It was a bit all over the place. This wasn't really planned out. I just decided to pull the camera out and start talking, okay? So, yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video because I enjoyed talking about him with y'all. So, until next time, boss friends, I'm gonna go ahead and clock out, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.